Good morning, everyone.
Good morning!
It's a beautiful day to graduate.
It's true.
I am beyond honored to be speaking on behalf of this class this morning, an honor that would not have been made possible without the support of my parents, my friends, family, both immediate and extended, and also from my grandpa, who couldn't make it to my graduation, my college graduation, but I know is up there listening right now. And for many of us, I know that we wouldn't even be sitting here without the care of our people, parents sitting behind and all around us. So welcome, proud parents, alumni, distinguished guests, family, friends, members of the faculty, and of course, graduates of the class of 2015. Our time at this beautiful institution seemed to have gone by in the blink of an eye, or in times of trial and tribulation that came in the form of finals week, slow as molasses. I can distinctly remember a few years back, orientation week, sitting in the stands that see all of you now, and I thought to myself, this is a good life. I'm at the university of my dreams, I was employed on campus, I already had a great group of friends, and nothing bad has ever happened to me. But there was always something that kept. I was gay. I am gay. Right now, most of you don't know this because for 21 years of my life, it was a burden that fueled fear, shame, and disappointment. But today, as I stand here, half of you in the shade, half of you in the sun, I am proud to say that my life is incredible and my heart is full. Perhaps one of the most frightening experiences in life is being seen as we really are. But I've learned that there are only a handful of people in our lives that would love us for who we truly are. And unless we are being our authentic selves, they will never find us. A couple years ago, my best friend Tom shared a poem with me, written by Shel Silverstein. It reads, "She had blue skin, and so did he. He kept it hid, and so did she. They searched for blue their whole life through, then walked right by and never knew. It is selfish to hide your true self from the rest of the world, to deprive the world of your gifts. And boy, are we a class of many talents and gifts." We are at a crucible moment in our lives, commencement day. And though commencement can hold varying meanings for each of us, I'm confident that I can speak for everyone when I say that it's yet another excuse to be wearing a robe this late into the morning. It also marks the beginning, though. The beginning of what, you may ask? Well, that, my friends, is what we get to decide. Will we travel, work, continue with school, raise a family, live at the beach? Whatever we choose to do after leaving the Redlands bubble should be pursued with passion, commitment, and even a little bit of risk, because our patterns can often become our prisons. And never be afraid to celebrate yourself for who you truly are. Like the DJ from Playfair says, you're allowed to ask for a standing ovation. When we began our journey here 4 years ago, I'm sure some of us knew exactly what we were doing, while others didn't have a clue. I mean, when I started college, I was still dating women. We came into this university like a Rubik's Cube, so put together with organized areas of our lives, neat and all figured out. Or so we thought. We've had our fair share of swapping majors, minors, and emphases until we discovered what we truly loved to do. Or until we realized that any further changes would mean not graduating within 4 years like we planned with Courtney Carter. And now look at us, the faces of the cube of our lives, diverse, colorful, and all sorts out of whack. But there's something beautiful about organized chaos, about not knowing exactly what comes next, what the next move is, until we take some chances, turn the knobs, and find something that fits. For many of us, we had a knack for passing examinations, which for years have been measures of success or failure in our lives. But gladly, it looks like we've all been successful in that realm as we are sitting here this morning. But success can take many different forms. It could be surviving your first backpacking trip with outdoor programs. It could be nailing your theater lines from your theater show, Spring Awakening. It can be making a new friend, even showing up to class, winning a SCIAC championship with your team, or winning a national championship 3 years in a row. Yes, Jeff DePew, I'm talking to you. Though I don't for a moment suppose that we haven't known heartbreak, hardship, or heartache, because talent and intelligence have never yet inoculated anyone from the caprice of the fates. But some failure in life is inevitable, and it is impossible to live without failing at something. Unless, as J.K. Rowling puts it, you have lived so cautiously that you may as well have not lived at all. In which case, you failed by default. You see, life is not a checklist of acquisition or achievement. And yes, employers are going to look at your resume, which is a literal list of your acquisition and achievement, but work and life are two very different things. So let's make human connection our resume. Invest in people, relationships, in love, and in health, and honor your commitments to your family, friends, partners, and neighbors. And as for the relationships we have built over the past 4 years, let's consider this our network. Look around you. We are a class of future professionals, and maybe one day the person sitting next to you will be hiring you. The relationships that have come from pulling all-nighters for no reason, going to Kuka's at 1 a.m. for no reason. Yes, that's popular. And also taking a stand for something we truly believe in, they do not end here. Because there are friends we make, but then there are friends that make us. Friends that have challenged us, loved us, and pushed us to be the absolute best versions of ourselves. The ones that reminded us that we were in the good old days before we actually left them. And today, if you were walking across this stage the exact same person as your first-year self that danced across this lawn at Playfair 4 years ago, then you have been cheated. If you don't at least leave the University of Redlands with your eyes a bit more clear, your heart a little more open, or your world a bit more different, then your peers, professors, and the entire institution of higher education has failed you. And now to the administrators and the faculty at the place where everybody knows your name. Thank you for facilitating our growth into becoming lifelong learners. You trained us to never stop at the first right answer, and to dig deeper and to train our technique, because vision without technique is blind. And sure, there were deadlines we didn't meet, there was homework we didn't turn in, and sometimes we didn't even show up to class. But your syllabus said that we were allowed 2 absences, so we took full advantage of that. On our commencement day, we are bound by the enormous affection, by our shared experiences of a time that can never come again. And of course, by the knowledge that we hold certain photographic evidence that would become exceptionally valuable if one of us one day decided to run for president. So today, I wish us nothing but similar friendships for the rest of our lives. And when our time comes to pass and join those that have come before us, 6 feet in the ground, on our gravestones we'll hold the dates on which we were born and when we pass away. But between those 2 dates lies a little horizontal line that represents everything in between. How will you choose to live it, to make your dash count? As for me, you all thought I would solve this, huh? I haven't got it all figured out yet, but I'm quite all right with that. Octomolly Bulldogs, and welcome to the rest of our lives.